Hi all, Ken here again, and this time with a review of Laughing Jackal's Orbit. That's a PSP and PS3 mini title. You play as one of two scientists, and your job is to launch yourself from a cannon, catapult, whatever's available at the time, and do one complete lap of every single planet. Now there's 9 planets in total, Earth not included, as obviously Earth has already been mapped out by the game scientists. Now the game itself is most reminiscent of Yeti Sports. Now you may not remember Yeti Sports. The idea was you hit your little penguin and tried to travel as far as you could, as you can see on the little monitor there. And that's very much what the concept behind Orbit seems to be. The difference being that Laughing Jackal have done what they usually do, and they've pretty much turned the addictive level up to 11. There's so many collectibles and little mini tasks and everything else that's involved in Orbit that you will find it hard to put down. Aside from the do one complete lap of a planet, you've also got things like collect enough cash for upgrades. Now upgrades themselves in this case can be anything from giving yourself a pair of better wings that you can use, or perhaps making it so you can hold your breath for longer, or giving yourself jet propulsion so that you can fly farther. Now on top of the cash, the other items to collect, there's blueprints. Now there's a total of 4 per stage, and the idea is you collect all of those and it unlocks a secret, which I'm not going to spoil for you. There are trophies in the game itself. Obviously they won't count towards your PS3 trophy score, but they're just there as nice little additions to keep you busy. Now, as well as money and blueprints, the other items to collect are the relics. Now relics appear at the bottom of the screen, essentially on the surface of the planet, and each time you collect one of those it gives you a boost in cash. And there is also a story related reason for collecting them as well, but again, I'm not going to spoil that for you. Another thing you'll be looking out for while flying is booster. Now you can get boosts yourself that will allow you to push yourself forward at the press of a button, but at the same time, dotted around in the atmosphere there's a few of those floating around as well, and you can really use those to get that extra distance. Now this is ideal when, say for example, you run out of fuel and you're in that dive. If you've got a boost that you can use it, you'll get yourself a little bit further, but you can also get yourself caught in almost like a little loop of these boost tokens. Now you can't progress onto the next level until you've done one complete orbit of the level that you're on, but then that's kind of implied by the game's name. Now also when you're doing your launching, there's a few things to be wary of. There's, in some cases, you've got rocks that are littering the atmosphere. You've got some enemies that will steal money from you. You've got some enemies that will steal fuel from you so that you can't travel as far. And others that will just splat on the windscreen or on your visor so that you can't see clearly. You can get an upgrade to combat most of those. The first one being you can get more fuel. The next one you can get a pair of windscreen wipers that will clear the screen of the green goo when it hits. And you can also make it so that you lose less money when you collide with an enemy. As the game itself, it does seem very simple. There are a couple of little niggles, one of them being that any cash that you have earned from, say, Planet 1 won't carry over to Planet 2. And the other thing is, at the start of every level, you are put right back to the beginning, so you have no upgrades to your ship or to your character in any way, shape or form. You get that feeling of starting from scratch every single time, and that did kind of put me off a little bit. I would have preferred something that maybe you could carry over, like if you'd fully upgraded your ship, for example, it maybe gave you one free upgrade on the next planet. But all niggles aside, it is a really addictive game, and I guarantee you if you allow it to suck you in, you will spend hours on this game. I still don't think it's as addictive and as polished as a previous title of theirs, OMGZ. But that being said, it is a great game in its own right, and just give it a try. Now I give this game a 4 out of 5. I highly recommend it to anybody that's looking for something a little bit different, something a little bit old school that you just want to have a play around with and lose a few hours. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.